Hey, it's Michael Whalen, and this is the Artist Expansion Podcast. And I hope you guys are off to having a great year so far. I got to start by thanking so many of you who have reached out and said, wow, the first 3 episodes have been valuable and you've really enjoyed them. People who have reached out to me about the work that I do one-on-one with artists and groups on Artist Expansion. If you're interested in what I do, you can check it out on artistexpansion.com. It's not cheap, but I spend, in many cases, hundreds of hours, especially on videos and creating content and creating marketing materials. And then we spend at least 12 times on Zoom over 3 months doing one-on-one coaching and then follow-ups and whatever. So it's a lot. I got to thank my friends at 80K Microphones. So this beautiful blue microphone, here, my new microphone for podcasts. And it's a terrific cardioid microphone. Highly recommend it. It sounds good on my weird sounding voice. Thank you very much to them. Today, on a subject which I'll probably try to tackle maybe 5 or 10 different kinds of ways. And that subject is social media. Okay, so artists either have a horrible relationship to social media, like they loathe it, they hate it, like with every ounce of their being, or they're okay with it, sort of. However, I have worked with dozens of artists. I have taught at 4 universities. I'm in the middle of writing my first book on music business. Thank you very much. And my one sentence takeaway on social media is that social media is the bridge between you, the artist, and your music, and your listeners and your fans. It's kind of important, right? So let's pretend you had a major label deal. Universal, Warner Brothers, Sony, BMG, some big company hands you a record deal. Most of that deal will be predicated on the fact that you have been successful in terms of building your audience online through social media. Period, end of story. And the expectation of the company is that you will reach out to them on a regular basis, talking about your music and making offers, and there you go. For those of you who do not know, there's sort of 3 spaces in social media. Likes. I liked something. It's okay. It's okay. 5 years ago, 10 years ago, oh my God, someone liked this. Okay. It doesn't really mean anything now, but it's fine. The second space is engagement. So I made a comment, I shared it with a friend. Better, because your audience is now taking real action with your content. And if I share it with a friend, I am risking my personal capital by sharing it with you because I don't know if you're going to like it or not. So that taking those risks and putting it out there is a big deal. So when people share stuff, thank them for sharing, please. And the third space is conversion. And the problem is that most people have conversion like a sale. So if you were like at Harvard Business School or Wharton or whatever, they might talk about conversion in terms of a sale. Don't. In social media land, conversion is anytime you make a request for your audience to take an action. So you make a request. Hey, my new album's out. You can download it and stream it. And they do. That's conversion. So yeah, I guess they're spending money with the platform in terms of their subscription, but it's not like they handed you $12 for your dumb CD. Okay, so let's make 2 Michael Whalen rules about social media. So here's number 1. Number 1 is you do not have to post all the time. You don't. In fact, if you post once a week or a couple of times a month, go ahead. You might have seen my second podcast about consistency. So if you're going to do social media sharing that infrequently, like once a week, it better be the greatest post of all time. The visual better be great. It better be engaging. It better be moving your brand forward. It better be something that's like going to be really like, wow, did you see this thing? Wow, this is great. The less you post, the more pressure it is to be really outstanding. But we'll talk. The second thing is you do not have to be posting about what you're doing right now. So I don't have to post in 5 minutes that I just shot my new episode of my podcast. So consider the possibility that now you can be moving non-linearly when it comes to chronology. You don't have to be worried about, okay, I did this today, I'm sharing this today. In fact, you can share stuff from yesterday or last year or 5 years ago or 30 years ago if it is moving the conversation about you, your brand, and your narrative forward. So let's say that again. It doesn't matter when the content you're sharing is from. It can be a baby picture. It can be from 20 years ago. It can be from 20 minutes ago. As long as the post is moving your narrative and your brand forward. Those are the two rules. Now, you also want to be thinking about the quality of the visuals you're using, please. And you also want to make sure that the way things are written is in your voice and you're not writing too much. Now, Facebook, you can probably write more than you can on Instagram in terms of a caption, but less is so much more. So you really want to make sure that when you're posting, you've got great visuals, you've got something to say, you're moving things forward, and you're creating a real opportunity for your fans and the people who follow you by posting what you're posting. Makes sense, right? Okay. Let's be generous. 95% of artists don't do this. They don't. Most of what they post is incredibly self-indulgent. And it's like, well, yeah, I've got this gig on Tuesday and I want you to hear all about me and what's going on with me. Nobody wants to hear about you. They are interested in you for what you can provide to them. Let's say that again. Your followers are interested in how your content can make their lives better, more interesting, more informed, stuff like that. So this idea that you and your ego, your id, are feeling the pressure of what you're posting is insane. So cut that out. So one of the biggest arguments that I've heard about social media is, man, I just can't deal with all this stuff, all this pressure. So if you're feeling pressure about what you're posting on social media, it's too much about you. Period. End of story. So what you should be doing is looking at how your posts, how your music, what it represents for your fans and your listeners can be an opportunity for them. I know, it's amazing, isn't it? It's a different way of thinking about it. Because if you are in a conversation about your ego and about trying to be a celebrity, whatever that is, or being a star or anything like that, then everything you're doing becomes really personal. And you will be judged that way in the world. And I don't know if you've seen like what the world does to celebrities, but it's not great. I think it's actually better to be an artist where you understand that your art can make a difference for people. And if you don't understand how your music can be an opportunity for them, ask your fans. Ask them. And it's going to sound like this. What do you like doing to my music? Now, okay, all you pervert people, just turn that off. What do you like doing to my music? Go for a drive, hang out on the weekend. You know, to my pretty piano music, people take bubble baths and they meditate and they do their daily practice, yoga. To my music, great. And so that is the opportunity that people find with my stuff. So I've hit you with a lot of stuff to think about with social media, and I want you to be thinking about how you can be improving your posts, how you can be creating opportunities for your fans, and how you can snap yourself out of your own sort of, grumpy, I don't want to do social media. Because by pushing away social media, you're actually taking away the bridge between you and your fans. And ultimately, to make listeners into fans and fans into super fans, they want to feel like they're part of the process. They want to feel like they're going in behind the curtain. So let them. Let them. And if they have that experience, you will have a lunatic army of people that you can use to get the word out about your music, and they'll get excited and they'll give you feedback. I mean, I have a small lunatic army of people that I adore because they have been so helpful in terms of where I should be navigating my career. In other words, you don't have to do this alone. So, a lot of stuff about social media. We will talk about some other aspects of it. Quality over quantity, always. And I really hope that all of this is a good sort of opening salvo about social media and that you guys can start applying this right away to what you're doing out there. So thanks so much, and I'll see you soon.